What's up YouTubers, it's Josh with HapaWorks once again. This one's going to be a really quick video. It's just a small order that I got from Blackhawk, Japan, and I'll show you what it is right now. So what we've got here is the authentic Spoon Radiator expansion tank cap, as well as a Spoon Sports air filter. Now these were both ordered from Blackhawk, Japan. It is this website right here, and as you can see, all of these parts come at a really large discount. Part of that is due to A, you're buying it from Japan, B, the Japanese yen is pretty low right now, so you really can get some really good deals here. What I can show you right now is the radiator cap right here is $19.10, and let's see if we can find the filter quickly. The filter right here is currently at $138. Let me go ahead and open these up real quick to show you what they look like. So here you get the cap, as well as the sticker that you put on. The nice thing is what you can do is once you have the cap on, you can then decide what direction you put the sticker on. Alright, it comes with the serial number as well, that's just for authenticity. And something that I can't read. And as with most Spoon parts, this is a really nice part. It's got a little label up there as well. Looks like Sprint Filters is the manufacturer for the Spoon filter. And on the website, they claim a couple of things. Let me pull those up real quick. So each part on the website will come with a small description. I'm hoping you can see that or read it. Let's see if it'll zoom in. You can kind of go through this and read what it says, but it claims a little bit of a horsepower increase and better flow. Probably not going to be as loud as a full, a drop-in filter is never going to give you the same amount of sound as like a cold air intake. But for me, I live in California. I want to keep this car legal for as long as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and install this as well as this, and join me in the engine bay. Alright, the radiator overflow tank cap is a pretty easy install, obviously. Obviously make sure that your car is cool. You don't want this system pressurized. There we go. This cap actually shows 1.1, which is the bar rating at which this cap vents. Actually, the sticker says 1.35, so I'm assuming that the pressure rating for this one is a little bit higher. Comparing the two caps, not a huge difference. One is more shiny and more chromy than the other one. This. And then press down and twist. Obviously you're going to want to make sure that your hands are degreased or just wash them before with some soap. That way you don't have all the oils on your fingers. And you're going to take the sticker and you're going to place it as straight as you can down onto the cap. Here's a nice little side-by-side comparison of the two. Nothing special, but nice little upgrade for a couple bucks, and it is a nice little add to the Spoon oil filler cap. For the drop-in air filter swap, there's two clamps, one up here and one over here. You're just gonna go ahead and push back on them. That's essentially gonna loosen this piece. I like to undo the mass airflow sensor, that way I'm not snagging anything as I'm pulling it up. This piece is flexible, so it'll move out of the way, but just be sure to check right here, there's little knobs that hang in there. You can kind of just take those and push those out of the way. You can use a screwdriver for this as well. There we go. And that will loosen this whole piece. I like to undo it from here. Hopefully you can see that. Take a Phillips head screwdriver, or I believe it's a 6 or a 7 millimeter you can use as well. The looser, the easier these things are to take on and off. Then you can kind of just pull and wiggle. And then you can grab this entire piece and move it. You can see the OEM filter. As you can see, that thing is pretty dirty and probably already packed with a lot of dust. The new filter has a smaller side. The smaller side faces down, and then it has a little, and that little nub does face upwards. That's for this piece right here in the lid. make sure your mass airflow sensor is somewhere accessible that you can get to it. And then there's actually, in the very bottom of this, there's a couple of alignment tabs that you want to make sure that the filter slides into. There we go. Once that's fit, you can grab those little clamps, slide them back over, and get those little rubber nubs back in where they came from. On the clamp, run your finger around it just to make sure that you've got a good seal on this. And you can tighten this clamp up again. Grab your mass airflow sensor wire and hook that back up. And your install is done. Go out and drive it, make sure everything works right. All right, we'll give it a little try, see what it sounds like. Unfortunately, because of how dark it was in the car and my tripod setup just not being good for being in the vehicle, this is just gonna be a little layover of the sound of the car. Okay, overall, I'd say that was another super successful install. The radiator cap, obviously, you're not gonna feel any difference. That is purely cosmetic. The drop-in air filter is a really cool little modification. It's not as aggressive as a full drop-in air intake, but it does give you a little bit more sound. I would say it's about halfway in between what you would get from stock to a full-blown air intake. Get a little bit more than just the swoosh, like a whistle that comes out with it, right? Like you would get out of like an HKS SSQV valve. And also, we're not gonna talk too much about those yet because those will be in another future video as well. I would love to say that I can feel like a 5 horsepower increase with a 300 horsepower car, but I can't, and that would be lying. But the car does feel a little peppier. It feels a little bit more responsive in the top end. A good thing to do anyways if you have any kind of mileage on your car, as your filters are probably affected by the amount of dust and dirt that's in the air and now in your filter. Hope you guys follow along for more videos. This was just a quick, fast one. Again, you guys should check out blackhawkjapan.com, and the shipping isn't bad. I've made 2 orders already from them, and typically it takes about a week to 2 weeks for you to receive your parts. And if you, let's say, order something that's not in stock, you get an email almost immediately from the team over there saying when it's gonna be in stock and if you wanna proceed with your order. I'm excited just with what these next couple weeks are gonna look like. So I hope you guys follow along. Again, it would be a huge help if you guys like, comment, and subscribe. That always helps the channel, obviously. And yeah, we'll keep building this thing. See you next time. And I'll explain more of this in the next video.